I bought some of the most popular Sézane knits, and here's everything you need to know about them. I got the Betty, the Gaspard, the Léontine, and the Berry. I'll go through the material, cut and shape, style, and the colors for each of them. So if this is something that you're interested in, then hit the like button and keep on watching. Hello, welcome or welcome back. I like fashion, luxury, styling, and everything in between. So if you're interested in these topics too, then please consider subscribing and joining our little party here. Now, for reference, I am 5'8" and 115 pounds. Usually I'm a US size 2, or I might sometimes go to a 4 if I want something a little bit more relaxed and oversized. But yeah, let's get started. So the first one is this Léontine cardigan. I will not be getting that right at all, and so please feel free to correct me how I'm supposed to pronounce that by commenting down below. But anyway, this is the Léontine cardigan, and this is the sweater that really introduced me to Sezane as a brand. I remember seeing so many content creators wearing this sweater. They're not necessarily talking about it, but just a lot of them were wearing something like this. And this exact colorway, which is ecru and navy stripes. And every time I saw it on someone, I just remember loving the way it looked, and I would try to just find any information about where it was from. And finally, I clicked on one of those links and I found out about Sezane as a brand. And so I really had so much hope and anticipation about this one. I really wanted it to work out. I thought it was probably going to work out because it just looks so great on everyone, pretty much everyone I've seen wearing it. It always looks great. But this is probably the most disappointing one for the same reason. Maybe I had too high of an expectation, but as soon as I took it out of the box and felt it with my hands, I was really surprised by how rough it felt. You can even see it on the screen here. You can see that it's a very rough knit. Now this is made with 100% organic cotton, which is actually quite surprising because I've gotten other 100% organic cotton from Sezane, even in this recent haul, and it feels nothing like this. And they must have really chosen to make this a really rough cotton. It does not feel comfortable against my skin at all. It's also kind of stiff in a way that's kind of unexpected. I do like the style, you know, the stripes and the button design I think is gorgeous, these tiny little buttons. Also not a big fan of these bell sleeves. I don't quite like sweaters that kind of, you know, have this cinched sleeve thing going on. I like something again a little bit more relaxed and effortless. Maybe I could have gone a size up. That might help, but I just don't think I'll be able to get over how the material feels. And I also am not sure if it's gonna soften up over time. And so if you actually have one of these sweaters, I'm curious how you feel about it. And do you find that it does soften over time? It does become more comfortable and soft over time? Please comment down below and let me know. But overall, yeah, like I said, not a big fan of this sweater, which was quite a surprise. And I think this is why it's so important to, you know, when you see something you like on other people, it's so important to just try things for yourself. Doesn't matter how good it looks on other people. If it doesn't feel good on you, there's really no point. Next, let's go to the Betty cardigan. This one is another fan favorite from Sezane. It comes in so many different colors and is really a mainstay of the brand. As you can see, there's a little shirt collar, which I love. I generally really prefer a shirt collar over other types of collars. And there's these pockets, 2 of these pockets on both sides of the sweater with flaps. And it's quite a cropped silhouette, I would say. And so generally, I feel like it gives this sweater kind of a prim and proper ladies who lunch vibe to me. And this is made with 100% merino wool, and it feels pretty nice. The material is, you know, soft but not too flimsy. It feels sturdy and quite robust. And like I said, it comes in more than a dozen colors, and this is the charcoal gray color. And I would say it's a true sort of medium to dark gray color. And the description on the website says to size up if you're in between sizes. So for me, usually that would mean probably a small, but I intentionally got a medium. So this one is a medium because I did notice that it's a crop style, which is not something that I'm used to. I generally like something that's a little bit more oversized and relaxed. And so I am actually glad that I got the medium. I think medium fits just right. The small would have been just too short and probably too fitted. Now next, let's talk about the Gaspard. And this is in the vintage blue color. And man, do I like this color. If you have seen my Birkin 25 unboxing video, you'll see I was kind of singing about this color, but I do have quite a few items in this kind of grayish blue color. My Birkin 25 for one, as you can see, they're really close, very similar in color. And I know you don't have to have all the colors match and all of that, but this is just my kryptonite. When I see a color like this, it's hard, very, very hard for me to resist it. And I think this Sézane version of the color is just chef's kiss. They got it just right for me. And I really like the color because I like how it goes with a lot of neutral colors and jeans. It just looks gorgeous. So one thing I've noticed about Sézane knit and their knits and even shirts is their attention to detail. And for me, one of the prime examples of this is just the buttons that they use. So the Gaspard comes with these dainty, let me see if I can show it properly, these dainty little buttons that look like mother of pearl buttons. I don't know if they're actually mother of pearl, but they look so cute, so nice, as you can see in the reflection here. It's so pretty, and I just feel like details like this give such a nice touch to the cardigan, and it's attention to detail like this that makes me appreciate a fashion piece. It puts a smile on my face, and it just kind of sets the piece apart from other cardigans. We know there are so many options out there nowadays for cardigans, and so something that really stands out would really catch my eye. I feel like this is something you can just throw on even without additional accessories. You would look just more polished because of the dainty buttons, and like you have actually put some thought into your outfit, even though you really just put a sweater / cardigan on. Now, my issue with a cardigan. The material, again. So this is a blend of mohair, alpaca, and synthetics. And I knew that was a red flag, right? Like I checked the composition before I placed the order. I've bought enough clothes to know that I should stay away from mohair and alpaca. I currently don't own anything that contains any of those materials, but I really wanted to try this out because of the color. And as expected, this is quite itchy against my skin. Now, to be fair, because I have been staying away from any mohair and alpaca pieces, my tolerance for itchiness is probably below average. And maybe this is something I can get used to again because I did used to wear these pieces. And maybe I can lessen the issue by like kind of wearing a tank or a t-shirt underneath. So I'm definitely trying to kind of brainstorm and figure out if and how I can make this work just because of how much I like the other aspects of the sweater, the color and the cut and the style. So I don't know, let me know in the comment down below, how do you find mohair and alpaca pieces from Sézane? Are they itchy to you? Am I just too high maintenance? Or if you also find them itchy, what's your hack to kind of make it work for you? I would really appreciate your thoughts here. Finally, this is the berry. This is the berry cardigan. And before we get into anything else, let's just get this out of the way. This is the exact same composition as the Gaspard. And so it's itchy, unfortunately, but let's move on to the positives. I actually quite like the style. As you can see, compared to the Gaspard, which I think is more of a crew neck when you fully do the buttons up, the berry has quite a low V-cut, right? You can see here as in the cutaways, but it's not too low, which makes it perfect for wearing as a sweater. And I think that's perfect because I think to me, that is very Parisian chic. There's something about wearing a cardigan like a sweater, especially a V-neck cardigan, that just speaks Parisian chic to me. And it's much better than wearing it as a cardigan. I appreciate that aesthetics a lot more than just wearing it as a cardigan. And speaking of Parisian chic, this red color, can we just talk about this red color? It's so good. And I'm not even a red person. I don't actually own any red clothes right now. I remember looking for something more in a festive color last holiday season, and I was not able to find anything. And since then, I've been kind of looking for colorful things and that can kind of make me break out of my shell. And so I must say this comes very close. Again, this stunning red color, I think is perfection. There's many different shades of red, and some of them are more like tomato red, some of them are more burgundy, which I like as well. But I think this is it's a very true red, but I think it's flattering to a lot of skin tones. And I think the color combined with the V-neck cut is just, again, perfection. I can see myself wearing something like this, either on its own like a sweater, like I said, or as a layering piece to have the red peek out just a little bit, maybe in the sleeves and maybe around the neckline, just a little bit for that Parisian flair. I think this is a great sweater, but again, the material, we'll have to figure that out. And that's it for today's video. I recently also tried on some popular Sézane shirts, which I will link the video link down below for you to check out if you're interested. But what do you think of these pieces? Do you have them? What's your favorite Sézane knits? Leave a comment down below and let's chat. Have a lovely day, and I'll see you at the next one. Bye.